Oh no, that's not good. So once again, I have a problem. For some reason, I still do not have a solid way of getting a bunch of rockets. I do have a sugarcane farm, which I made on a whim off camera like ages ago, but still no creeper farm. So today that is all going to change as I finally make a creeper farm and a medieval castle to cover it up. And what I assume will be no surprise to anyone, we are gonna go on a side quest first. It wouldn't be a Twizzy video if we didn't, come on. But first I wanted to update you guys on how the trading hall is going. We are slowly but surely getting the villagers in here, and I especially like this dude. Oh, hold on, I haven't noticed this before. If I... What? Ooh. Anyway, due to my pumpkin farm, I have way too many pumpkins, which I can trade with this guy to then get golden carrots, which has been a lifesaver because I literally have 2 cows left. Okay, I just want to do one more side quest before we begin the, well, side quest. All the way back in the beginning of the first episode, which is like a year ago, if you recall, I found this silence armor trim. So I want to apply it to my armor. So first we need to duplicate it, which, hold on, let me Google this shit. Okay, so apparently it's cobbled deep slate and then diamonds all around it. Perfect, let's make 5 so we have 1 left over. And as for the color, I want to use, let's see if we have any. Yeah, there we go. I want to use these crystals, whatever they're called. Because the color you get on this, well, you'll see. It's super nice. There we go. Look at that. I seriously can't stop looking at myself. I look so good. But anyway, now getting into the actual side quests, I want to build a few farms. I know, big surprise, right? Specifically, I want to make 3 farms. To start, I want to make a honey farm because not being able to wax the copper I've been using is starting to get pretty painful. Next, I want to make an addition to the mangrove farm and build a nether stem farm next to it. Specifically for the warp stems, because when I collected a ton of those for the main base in the first video, I came this close to deleting everything. I don't know, that was no. And then lastly, this I realized in the last video, getting a ton of wheat to make packed mud and mud bricks is extremely annoying, so we're gonna make a wheat farm as well. Okay, so starting with the honey farm, I was thinking we could build it up here. And to start off, we need to clear some space to make room for the build. Alright, we have an area cleared, which means that we can actually start building the farm. First, however, we need to get some more rockets, because as you can see, our supply is running dry. You see now why I need a creeper farm? This is getting bad. Okay, that is much better. Now we can start getting the materials necessary for the build. And at last, we have everything ready so we can start building this thing. Okay, and now for the interior. First, we're gonna place some flower pots to look like empty cups. And here in the corner, we're gonna place a composter with some leaves to look like a potted plant of some sort, which is now blocking my view, so one sec. There we go, a lot better. Now we're gonna place some seating in the form of some dark oak stairs and some scaffolding. As for the roof, we're gonna do it out of black stone, and it's gonna have this slight curved shape to it. We're also gonna add some lighting in the form of lanterns, as well as come over here and add glowstone and then some bamboo trapdoors. On the far side, we're gonna add some more seating, some more flower pots as empty cups, and then a lantern in the corner for some lighting. Behind the bar, I wanna add some mangrove trapdoors as well as slabs to make it look like shelves. On the shelves, I'm gonna add some brewing stands to look like some kind of drink making thing. I don't really know. And right now they look pretty empty, which is because I'm gonna add some like honey blocks and stuff like that, but currently I don't have the honey. I haven't made the honey farm yet, so that's gonna have to wait. Moving on to the bathroom, I'm gonna add some hoppers as well as tripwire hooks to look like faucets. Then of course we gotta add some bathroom stalls, which is gonna be made of these mangrove doors and some andesite slabs, which is now currently in the way again, so give me one more sec. There we go. Now we can see how I'm actually building this. It's just simple design of some bathroom stalls. On the inside, we're gonna add some cauldrons along with some birch trapdoors to look like toilets. Last but not least, we are gonna make a rooftop bar of sorts by adding some more seating here. Also adding a little light, of course. And then also the actual rooftop bar, which we're gonna bring in some more blackstone here. And then the same old shells as downstairs, which once again look pretty empty, but that'll all be fixed once we get the honey farm in place. With all of this in place, we can start the actual honey farm. This we're going to build under this greenhouse over here, so I was thinking we could just dig down here a little bit. Also, quick side note, I don't know if I ever mentioned what this build is supposed to be. If you couldn't tell already, it's supposed to be like a bar that serves honey drinks and honey related stuff. And these smaller greenhouses here is supposed to be where the honey is locally sourced, as if they're containing bees next to the actual bar. Anyway, moving on, we are going to dig out a little area here so we have space for the farm. Alright, there we go, all finished. Now I just want to mark out where the farms are gonna be. I think if we place one here, yeah, and then on the other side we can have one here as well, leaving a 3-gap middle. Awesome, that's perfect. Now if we place the chest that's supposed to collect the honey here, and then we replace this line with hoppers. Behind the hoppers we are going to place some smooth stone, then slabs along this wall here, and another row of blocks on top. Now behind these blocks we're going to place some comparators, and oops, that's not supposed to be on. Then some redstone connected to that, and another row of slabs along here. Now we actually need a little bit more space above, so I'm hoping we can just dig out this roof, and it looks like we can, it's just dirt above. Alright, that is all cleared. Now we can add the redstone that's supposed to go along here. And in the front, we're gonna do some downwards facing dispensers. Now we're gonna encase this thing in some glass. And last but not least, we're gonna replace this with dirt and place some flowers on top. Alright, and that's the farm. Pretty easy, right? Now I'm just gonna copy this over to the other side. Alright, that's both of them finished, and now we can actually start placing in the beehives. Then we can also fill the dispensers with shears and bottles respectively. The bottles will obviously collect bottles of honey, and then the shears will get honeycombs. And with that, the honey farm is completely done, which means we can move on to the next step, building a nether stem farm. Like I mentioned earlier, this farm is going to be next to the mangrove farm. So this means we are gonna yet again clear out an area and dig a massive hole next to the, well, other hole. Yeah, I know, yet another hole. Apparently we're doing this every episode now. Another big hole. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought of that on a whim. So stupid. I don't know. Tell me if you like that, I guess, in the comments, and I'll maybe do it again. Let's get back to it. Whatever. Okay, and with that out of the way, as you can see, here I have all the materials ready for the farm. It's not too complicated of a farm, but definitely a little bit tricky to build. And if you want to use the same tutorial I'm using, the link will be in the description along with all the other farms that I've used in the video. This particular one is made by Shulkercraft. No, it's not. Oh yeah, it is. This particular one is made by Shulkercraft and it seems to work really well. But that's enough rambling, let's get this farm done. Alright, and as you can see, the nether stem farm is all done and all working. Now we can move on to the final farm, the wheat farm. So for this farm, we are going to come over here and build it next to the honey farm. I want to copy over this same path that we have here and do it on this side as well. And then up here the actual farm and building will be, and we can have some wheat fields and whatnot as decoration. To start off, we need to cut down some trees and flatten out the terrain. Alright, now I want to get rid of some of the grass that is placed to connect the path. For this, we are just going to bring in some more coarse dirt. And there we go, that's the path finished. Now I'm quickly gonna head over here to check. Yeah, the door has still not oxidized, and it's been standing here for ages. Why will it not oxidize? I don't understand. Okay, but anyway, as you can see, I've prepped a path that will lead to the wheat farm. And yeah, here, if I use FreeCam, you can see I've built a placeholder for the retaining walls that will be the same design as what I did over here. And as for the materials, I will need some acacia, as well as some andesite, if I can find any. Oh, 9. Awesome. That's perfect. Oh, 2 more. That's just great. Really happy about this development. Alright, and the last material I need is the dead coral, and I don't seem to have any. Oh, I'm gonna have to go mine it, aren't I? Alright, let's get this over with. Let's also first check which coral it is. Bubble, okay, yeah. Alright, I think that should be enough and we are almost home. Now let's start building this thing. Okay, so the wall is all done and I think it's looking really good. Now all that's left to do is to build a wheat farm that will go on top of it. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, the building for the farm is all done, and I personally think this looks pretty dang good. Now, if we come inside, this is where the actual functioning farm is gonna be, and for it to fit, we need to dig a big hole. And also fix up the interior so it looks a bit better. Yes, another big hole. I know. Shut the f. But yeah, that's the plan. Let's hop into another time lapse and get this done. Okay, that's definitely a hole. Here I have all the materials for the farm as well. It's not too many materials and it's not a very complicated farm. However, it is quite a complicated farm in the sense that it involves villagers, which means it makes everything 1,000 times harder and steals my will to live. But other than that... Jesus Christ, I can't say that. Why can't I say that? But other than that. Wow. But other than that, hello? But other than that, we should be able to knock this out in a couple of hours. All right, let's do it. And as you can see, for this I am using Lightmatica, and like I've mentioned in an earlier episode, this is because my redstone knowledge is, well, terrible. And I can see you saying like, oh, but Twizzy, you're just building up a normal like glass and blah. Like, yeah, but basically like it's pretty important where it's placed, and I don't know where the redstone's supposed to be, and later there comes some like hopper system. Just trust the process here, and if I tried to build this with like screenshots or anything, it would go terribly wrong. Side note, I actually did design this farm myself. Well, not the actual farm, but the redstone system. So all the hoppers and the autocrafter system that I'm gonna use, all of that I actually designed myself. Which is why it's a terrible system. But it seems to work. There is one issue with it that I noticed, but it's... yeah, it's fine, I guess. I don't know. It works, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Ran over. Let's get this thing built. Okay, this seems like a pretty good time to start getting the villagers over to the farm. So let's start by building a big dirt bridge over there. Alright, and here we are. Now I'm going to craft some extra minecarts and place down the rails on the bridge. Alright, so now we can start sending these dummies over on the track and hope that it goes smoothly. It will not. No! What did I say? I knew this would happen. Okay, second time's the charm, I guess. And why are there two? Yeah, why are there two? Oh, whatever. Let's just go with it. No, no! Oh, I f***ing hate these guys. I'm gonna kill my... In-game, of course. In-game, of course. Yeah. No, where are you going? Here, come to the composter. No, not that way. Where are you going? Oh, come on. All the way down. Seriously? Yeah, seriously. And with that out of the way, the farm is actually 100% done. I've got all the villagers in place and the potatoes planted. Now all that's left to do is to design the interior in here. So to get started, as you can see, I've already built up the walls. Now I'm gonna place in a table here with spruce stairs and slabs. Then add some hay bales in the corners, as well as some barrels. Then spruce trapdoors with a flower pot on top to look like a shelf. Then complete it with another shelf on top. As for this side, we're gonna place in a composter and a smoker, along with campfires to also look like shelves, and then extinguish them, of course. To the right of this, we are gonna place in some more, you guessed it, shelves, some more hay bales and flower pots here. And now for the hardest part, a decorated pot with a dead bush in it to look like a small tree. What's hard about that, you ask? Well, I traveled 10,000 blocks to find the biome that has these bushes, and it was not particularly fun. So now everything better go to plan. I'm not doing that trip again, so if anything goes wrong, I'm deleting this entire series. Okay, just kidding. I have more, luckily, otherwise you would not be watching this video right now. Now just for the final details, a sign here, another lantern on top, and I think I forgot a slab over here. Yeah, there we go. And just like that, it is all done. So yeah, I think this interior turned out great. It does a nice job covering up the farm in here, which is working, by the way, not fantastically, but I think it has to do with the villagers needing to fill up their inventories. after which they will be producing wheat a little bit faster, at least. And on that note, we can call the wheat farm 100% complete. With all the farms I set out to do complete, it can only mean one thing. We can start the final bit. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do that 3 times in a row. We are, however, going to build the creeper farm at last. And quick side note, if you watched my last video, the behind the scenes video, you might have noticed where I placed the layout for the castle we were designing, and I've actually decided to move it from here and build it over here in this valley instead. This is simply because I thought the original location was a bit too close to everything else, and this one just fits way better. It's a bit more separated, and there's just a great view from the rest of the builds as well. So the first thing we have to do is dig down and start marking out the area for the giant hole. Yes, another one. That we will need to fit the creeper farm in. And oh, there's a big cave down here. Oh, that's perfect. That means a lot less digging. Now, first things first, let's run around and place some torches to light up the area a little bit. We don't want to be spawning creepers just yet. With the help of Lightmatica, I can see the borders of the hole I need to dig. This way, it's a lot easier knowing what I need to dig and how much I need to dig. I also realized we will definitely be needing some chests to store all the items, so let's get that in place. Alright, with the outline all dug out, we can start clearing this top layer as well as start digging it down to the level we need it at. To assist with this, I will obviously be using a beacon, but without further ado, let's get to digging. Okay, wait, hold on a second. The hole is pretty much finished and it's looking pretty good. The problem is it doesn't look very good. Wait, hold on, did I just say it looks very good? Wait, the problem is that it doesn't look very good, even though I just said it did, but it looks nice, as in it's a good size, but what I mean is it doesn't aesthetically look pleasing. The problem is I definitely do not have enough time to make it look good right now. But the least I could do is at least make a cool floor design around the farm to kick things off a little bit at least. And to do that, I was thinking we could bring in some blackstone stairs around the whole perimeter. Then make some splodges of blackstone and blackstone bricks, and do the same with some tough bricks. Thinking we can connect the two with deep slate. It's looking okay, but definitely needs more texture, so I was thinking we could add some gray concrete powder as extra highlights. Also, I want to replace the blackstone with mud. I think that'll look a little bit better. Oh yeah, that's already better. Actually, I realize I'm swapping the blackstone and the mud. It makes a lot more sense since the blackstone is a lot darker. Yeah, that's a ton better. Nice. Okay, final change, I promise. I think adding this concrete as highlights for the tough would look pretty good. And yeah, I'm already liking this. Okay, yep, this is definitely the design we're gonna go for. The floor is all done and looking much better. I actually really like this design. I tested it very quickly in my planning world, but other than that, pretty much winged it, and I think it turned out great. Now it is time to build a creeper farm. Finally, I cannot wait for this to be finished. I have all the materials here and it doesn't look like too much. The farm really is quite simple, but it is very repetitive to build. This design is by Shulkercraft, I believe, and I've been using it for years. Most people only build a single farm, so to speak, but I'm actually building 4. And they reach pretty high with all their layers, so yeah, this is gonna take me a while. But with that aside, let's quit yapping and grind this thing out. The creeper farm is 100% complete. I just finished placing in all the trapdoors, which took ages, and all that is left to do is the collection system. I am, however, running out of time. I want to get this video out and you guys have been waiting for it for way too long. Therefore, I won't be showing how I made the collection system. Don't worry, it's really not that exciting at all. If you want me to include it in like the next video or something, let me know. I'll be sitting on the footage just in case. Moving on, it's time to collect the materials for the castle. Since there's a lot of different blocks and little knickknacks, I was thinking I would show you all the big items that I needed the most of. For example, we are going to need a lot of stone bricks, mossy cobble, dead fire coral, and light gray concrete. Luckily, the light gray concrete we already have plenty of, because I have like a full shulker box left over from previous projects. With that said, let's get a move on and collect all the materials. Okay, and as per usual, a final speech before the final build. But basically, just sorry for the long wait of the video. I've been quite busy, and quite frankly, I just lost a lot of motivation as well. But I'm back, here it is, and hopefully it won't be as long of a wait for the next one. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. The first part of the castle is all done, and I think it's really cool so far. It is floating, which we will have to fix in the near future, but other than that, really happy with it. Now all that is left to do is to build the second part of the castle, the one that will cover up the creeper farm. This one I designed much later, so I think it turned out even better. Okay, let's dial in and finish this project. Oh yeah, let's check how it's going with the farm. It was running for quite a while I was building, so honestly it should be quite a lot, like 20 stacks? What?